Welcome to the Casino Insiders, and I'm your host, Deacon Kane. How are you guys all doing out there? Well, good. I'm glad you guys are doing great, because so am I. Had a little getaway, went and had a little bit of fun. Sedona, beautiful this time of year, by the way, folks. Got to go check it out. Anyway, so as we all know, you gotta love our sponsor, Liquid Nitro Energy Drink. As you guys all know, my favorite is the low carb. If you haven't had it yet, you gotta try it. If you want to get it, let me know. Send me an email to 2casinoinsiders@gmail.com. All right, folks? Okay, great. Don't forget also, we got 3 books out there. Yeah. Destroying Blackjack, Destroying Roulette, and Destroying Baccarat. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, thought I'd be a little silly there. As we all know, you guys want to learn a little bit more in depth about those games. Blackjack, Roulette, and Baccarat. Betting strategy, especially in Baccarat. There's some crazy ones on there. So just so you guys know that, check it out. It's free on Kindle Unlimited. You can also go to Kindle and purchase the paperbacks if you guys are interested. All right. Don't forget also, go to Deuces, the shop, and you can get your wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tick t-shirts or Tick hoodies. Does everybody know who Tick is? He's a joker, and let me tell you, folks. Anywho, all that kind of good stuff. I'm really looking forward to this episode. So, here we go, and off we are. It's week 10 of the NFL season. We are 76, 56, and 4. So that makes us 20 games over 500. You gotta like that, huh, folks? Pretty good. Last week we didn't do too bad. We're 9-5-1. Man, we started off the week pretty rough though. We were like 0-3 the first 3 games. I'm sitting there going, Jesus. No pun intended, thank you up there. But man, craziness abound, let me tell you. And then we were able to pull it back. The biggest or the toughest one was that Bucks game on Monday night. We picked the Chiefs by 8.5, and as you guys all know, it was only a 3-point game. Bucks blew it. They had the opportunity to win it at the end if they would have went for 2, but you know what? We can't armchair that. It's a good decision, but you don't want to give Mahomes the refs. You know, those guys in red stripes and white, or black and white stripes, the opportunity to give Patrick Mahomes a win. As we all know, the Chiefs are going to be going to the Super Bowl because, as you guys saw, there was another penalty that wasn't called, illegal motion. But what else is new? When the game's on the line, the refs will take care of it for the Chiefs. Anyway, that's a different story, folks. But I guarantee if that was against any other team, there would have been a penalty flag, about 12 of them out there, as we all know. All right, folks, so here we go. Week 10. Yes, that was my soapbox for the day on the refs. The Chiefs. Sorry, I get that wrong. All right, so this week we got Bengals, Ravens. It's a Thursday night game. Let's see. Ravens money line is a -275. Bengals is a +222. Ravens are favored by 5.5. Over under is 52.5. I'm going to take the points, and I am going to take the Bengals. I would definitely consider taking the over just due to the fact that the last time they played, it was a 41-38 game. It went into overtime. No defense in that game. We'll see what happens in this game. Hopefully it is a little bit better of a game, and we can go from there and see what happens. All right, folks, that's your Thursday night game. Giants are a 6.5-point favorite over the Panthers. Giants are a -280 money line. Panthers are a +230 money line. The over-under is 40.5 points. You know what? I think I'm going to take the Panthers plus 6.5. So Broncos at the Cheats. Ooh, Broncos are plus 320 going to the Cheats. They're minus 7.5, minus 425. Over-unders 41.5. I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take the Broncos plus 7.5. We'll see what happens. They played them 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And the Chiefs literally destroyed them. Hopefully they learned something and can make it a closer game. Steelers versus Commanders. Steelers are plus 125. Commanders are favored by 2.5 points. Money line is minus 145. The over-under is 44.5. Man, Commanders have been playing some great ball. Jaden Daniels, ridiculous. That's all I got to say. Absolutely ridiculous. Ooh. I think in this one, I'm going to go minus the points. I'm going to take the Commanders, minus 2.5. I think Commanders are just a little too much for the Steelers. But if TJ Watt goes off, ooh, look out. It's going to be a long day for Jaden Daniels. Vikings at Jaguars. All right. The Falcons are not the Falcons, excuse me. The Vikings are minus 5-point underdog, minus 320 money line. Jaguars are a plus 260 money line. Over-under is 43.5. Ooh, this one's an interesting one. Jaguars have been playing horrible and getting worse. Vikings haven't been playing that great. I'm going to take the Vikings minus 5. Make it simple, stupid. Now the Falcons. Falcons are minus 3.5, minus 185 over the Saints, plus 155 over-under 46.5. Falcons minus 3.5. Now this one's kind of an interesting one. There is a lot of inner turmoil on the Saints team. That coach was started off 2-0 and has rambled off 0 wins since then. I'm going to take the Falcons minus 3.5. I think that's your best bet right now. And I would definitely take the over on that. I'm just saying. The greatest team that has ever lived, yes, folks. They are minus 6.5 favorite. That's the 49ers, just in case you didn't know. Minus 6.5. Minus 270 money line. Bucks are a plus 220. The over-under is 50.5 points. You know who I got to take? I always got to take them. Minus 6.5 for the Niners. Let's go. Bills. Minus 4-point favorites. Minus 210 money line over the Colts, who's a 175 money line. Over-under is 46.5. You know, to me, this is a no-brainer. They got a backup quarterback now. Anthony Richardson's basically, let's be honest, he's benched now. He's given up. If he starts this week, I will be very surprised. I've got Bills minus 4. That defense is just kind of falling apart. There were some thoughts about DeForest Buckner possibly going somewhere else. But no, he stayed in Indy. And, well, that's all I got to say about that. Pats at Bears. I've got the Patriots a plus 225. Bears are favored by minus 6 with a minus 275 money line. Over-under is 38.5. I'm going to take the Pats plus 6 because I think that the Patriots might actually show up this game and play a little ball. Jared Mayo, kind of a little fire under them. Let's see what happens. We'll go from there, all right, folks? You never know. Next one is going to be Eagles-Cowboys. This is probably going to be your game of the week. Let's be honest here. Whenever the Eagles and Cowboys get together, it's a party. Eagles minus 7.5 going, or minus 7.5 point favorite, minus 360 money line. Cowboys are plus, I didn't get that. My bad. Cowboys are a plus something. I don't know what it is. Hold on, stand by. Cowboys are a plus 280, folks. Over-unders 43.5. I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles minus 7.5. Dak and CD just aren't on the same page. They kind of look like they hate each other right now, which, oh well. As we know, CD's always open. That is it. Next game is Jets at Cardinals. Jets are favored by 1.5, minus 125 money line. Cards are a plus 105 money line. Over-unders 46.5. You know what? I'm going to take the Cards plus 1.5. Why not? I know it's my same division, but Jets haven't done crap this year. Every time they're favored, they lose. So that's what I'm going with. And your Sunday night football game of the night is Lions versus Texas in Houston. Lions are favored by 4. Money line is a minus 195. Texans have a 165 plus 165 money line. Over-under is 48.5. I got to go with Lions minus 4. They are just ridiculously unstoppable right now. Monday Night Football. You've got the Miami Dolphins versus the Los Angeles Rams, folks. Los Angeles Rams are favored by minus 1 point. Dolphins are minus 105. Rams are minus 105. Over and unders 50.5 points. I'm going to take the Dolphins and 1 point. I think that they're going to be a little too much for the Rams. And I just don't think that McVay is going to be able to stop Tua, because Tua is actually looking a little bit better than what he was. So let's see what happens. As we know, those are my picks. Hopefully we can get a perfect week going and have a little bit of fun. All right. NBC had a story out there, NBC News, I should say. Online gambling has fueled an industry boom that threatens public health commission fines. Really? It's going to be just like the video game scare and all that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of starting this. I read it earlier and I'm kind of just going off the synopsisization. An international group of health experts concluded that existing regulations globally are insufficient to protect the public from the potential harm of widely accessible gambling. Oh, so it looks like NBC is against gambling. Online betting has led to the growth of popularity and accessibility of commercial gambling, according to a report from an international commission of health experts. The experts determined that gambling poses threats to public health and recommended stricter regulations. Why? That's what I want to know, is why do they need stricter regulations? Stricter regulations. God, I haven't even had a cocktail tonight. That is horrible. Deacon, come on, pull your head out, Sparky. The commission. 22 members, academic experts from dozens of countries, reviewed existing studies and surveys on gambling prevalence, impacts, and harms, and determines that on the global scale, current regulations, yep, I did it again, do not go far enough to protect the public and need to be strengthened. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. We're not talking about people playing a game with cards around the table anymore, folks. Oh, my God, said the commission's epidemiology lead. What the fuck? Epidemiology? Why do you need an epidemiology lead? Jesus fucking criminy. Louisa Degenhardt, a professor at the University of New South Wales in Sydney. Oh, my God. Many people might be really experiencing harms from gambling. We think that it's probably around 72 million people globally. That number is likely to increase as we are seeing the increase in commercial organizations targeting people to gamble more. Okay, It's a business. Businesses target people, right? Because how are they going to survive? Jesus, come on now. We all know and we all talk about how it's near and dear to our hearts that if you do have a gambling problem, be an adult. Yes, folks, be an adult, okay? Do we understand this? Be an adult. Yep, that's what I said. And go get help. You know, if you can't acknowledge that you have a gambling problem, then that's on you. That's an addiction, okay? And that's something different than a global pandemic that's going to... Anyway, I want to get more into this because this is funny. Gambling is in... Hold on. Start over. Gambling is legal in some capacity in more than 80% of the countries worldwide, according to the report. Based on their systematic review of research, the authors estimated that 16% of adults and 26% of adolescents who use online casinos or slot products have gambling disorders, and that 9% of adults and 16% of adolescents who use sports betting products have such disorders. In the U.S., 38 states and Washington, D.C. have legalized sports betting since the Supreme Court struck down a ban in 2018, according to the American Gaming Association. 30 states permit and regulate mobile sports betting. A 2022 Pew Research survey found that 19% of the U.S. adults had placed sports bets either in person or online in the last year. Well, duh. I mean, let's be honest. You go to Vegas. What's in Vegas? Gambling, strippers, clubs. Am I right or am I wrong? Why else do you go there? Hoover Dam? Yeah, absolutely. But what are the top three? Okay, thank you. I rest my case. Boom. Beyond financial losses, gambling can lead people to lose their jobs, relationships, or health, or raise this risk of suicidal and domestic violence, the report said. Even people who don't qualify as having gambling disorders suffer their harms, the commission found, including casual gamblers and relatives of those experiencing problematic gambling. Okay. It is an addiction. It is not a disease. Okay? People say that addiction is a disease. They're two separate things, in my opinion. I'm not going to go into that route. And nobody's forcing these folks to gamble. Okay? But these folks are choosing. They have chosen to gamble. Okay? It's just like that guy that shoves a needle in his arm. He chose to shove the needle in his arm. Nobody forced him to shove a needle in his arm. I know I'm going to get a lot of people all pissed off at that one. But anyway. The report highlighted a role online gambling has played in the rising availability of commercial gambling as a whole. It named legal sports betting apps like DraftKings and FanDuel as examples in the U.S., along with online casinos and slot machines. The accessibility is now 24/7. If you went to a casino, casinos are 24/7 as well, folks, which that's ludicrous that they're using that as a staple. It's actually kind of funny. Said Heather Wardle, a researcher on the commission and a professor of urban studies, social policy, and health of the University of Glasgow in Scotland. They can target advertising to you that they know you will respond to. It makes it incredibly difficult to switch off, and greater exposure to gambling in association with greater harms. Oh my God. So to me, this looks like you got a bunch of people who have master's degrees, doctor's degrees, and think that they know best for everybody and that they need to tell them what to do, how to do, and how to organize just because they have an education. I love this. Okay, they want to take jobs away from people. They want to take fun away from people. Now, yes, I do agree that some people that do have gambling addictions need to go and get help. That's why we have you call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's what I'm going to say. So finally, FanDuel kind of responded to this. A representative for FanDuel said that it's fully supports and regulated marketplace that protects customers and delivers significant tax revenue to states, and that it is helping a lead continued discussion across the industry that prioritizes creating best practices to protect customers. Of course they want to protect customers. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. They want to make sure that customers keep coming back. Let's be honest. The platform offers its users the ability to set limits on their deposits, wagers, time spent on its apps, as well as options to self-exclude from further betting. Just a little secret. Every casino that I know of in the United States has that. Can you ban me for a year? And when you get banned from a year from a casino and you're self-doing it, you actually have to go through a bunch of steps to be able to go back in. Let's see, what else do we got? DraftKings, which declined to comment, offers similar protections. Its website advises users to always set reasonable limits and recommendations that people avoid gaming if you are in recovery from any dependency. Both companies follow state regulations. In its report, the Lancet Commission criticized governments worldwide for paying too little attention to the harms of gambling and not implementing sufficient gambling-related public health protections. The authors recommended that leaders adopt policy framework that put the onus on gambling businesses instead of the gamblers to minimize harm. Okay. Adult here, folks. It's time to adult. Okay, NBC? I know that you're all about control and you want to control people, but that's not what this is about. People need to be adults. They need to act like adults. Just because they don't, that's not the issue out there. Okay? If they choose to gamble, they gamble. If they don't choose to gamble, they won't. If they're going to lose everything like doing cocaine, then that's on them. Sorry to say, but that is on them. That's not on us, so don't sit there and regulate us like you want to have control over everybody. But that's a different story. Their suggestions include restricting gambling access advertisements, launching marketing campaigns about the consequences of gambling, and providing more robust support for those who suffer harms. The authors also called on governments to implement and enforce minimum age requirements and betting limits. Okay, governments do that. Okay, I know that sounds silly, but they do. If you go into a casino or if you have casinos online, okay, some of them actually have you send in your ID to make sure that it is you. Now, we know that people aren't ethical always, especially minors, because they always have to be one step up ahead, or think they are. All right, guys? Or sneak around, because that's the way it is. You know what? I'm kind of done with this story myself, because all it is basically saying that we need to control people, instead of letting people make their own decisions, their own mistakes, and their own right answers. Let's be honest, that's what it's about. All right, folks. Good job, NBC. Hell of a job. All right, folks. So I think I'm going to end it there. That was a little longer than I wanted it to be. It was more annoying than I wanted it to be. But that's where I'm going to leave it. Don't forget, get your books. Get your t-shirts. Get your hoodies. And last but not least, Liquid Nitro Energy Drink is our official sponsor of the Casino Insiders. Don't forget to email us at twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com. And last but not least, from me to you, doses!